My name is Konstantin Lazarov. I'm a tennis player who started in Bulgaria. I started tennis when I was almost 10. I started off in a group lesson and I had a lot of fun, so my parents put me with a tennis coach. He was one of the best technical coaches in Bulgaria, and with his guidance I excelled pretty quickly. Within a year and a half I was top 10 in my age group in Bulgaria. After that we moved to United States and Florida specifically. Before we moved to the United States, my mom actually passed away to cancer, breast cancer. So it was just me, my dad, my sister, older sister, and me. And starting a new life in the United States, my dad had to take time to work and provide for us. So a lot of times I was left on my own to play tennis. In the 14s I was top 10 as well, and then in the 16s I was top 20 in the United States. By the time I was 16, my dad was trying to invest into his education so he can move up in his career, and I actually had to go and live with another family. And there, I was on my own, kind of living with another family and doing most of the training by myself, finding partners and going to tournaments with friends or even by myself. I remember at one time I had to bike 40 miles to play a tournament, and then another I took rollerblades there. I actually was very late, but it got rained out, so I was there on time and I ended up winning that match. So I've gone through a lot of trials where I had to really work hard and find ways to keep playing tennis and improve on my own without much guidance or support from my family, which led me to be more resourceful as far as researching, reading books, and trying to find out what the great players, not the good players, the great players like Rod Laver, Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi do to be so good. And having a hard work ethic is the minimum, so definitely worked very hard every day, and it helped me excel in college. I went to college and I won a national championship and played after college professional tennis in futures and challengers. Met a lot of great players, worked with a lot of great coaches. They were training top professionals like James Blake, and I learned more from them, and also then I realized that I wanted to teach because I wanted everybody to have the same opportunities as me and have a great experience in tennis. One of the most famous players that I've met, well, I met Roger Federer while shooting a Wilson commercial, but it was very surreal because he seems like a very normal guy, and when I hit with him, it wasn't very special. I think we put these guys somewhat on a pedestal and we think they do these amazing things, but in reality they do things a lot more subtle and a lot more simpler. Another player that I played with was Grigor Dimitrov, who is also from Bulgaria, and he was a very he is a very nice and carefree person who really has fun playing tennis. We try to overdo it. We go for the crazy shot that you see on SportsCenter. You don't see all the little simple shots, like just a simple block return. Like, how many times do you see a professional, the greatest returners in tennis, they just do a simple block return, and instead there's players always go out there and they're like, oh, I'm gonna crush this return, and they take this huge swing, and what happens? It ends up in the bottom of the net or over the fence. So it's very important that we take a step back and look at what really they're doing and what kind of speed and precision they use to create this magnificent shots, and shots that look so amazing, but in reality they're so simple and so efficient. I've played with a few great players like Grigor Dimitrov, Roger Federer, Dusan Lajovic, and the one thing that struck me when I hit with them was that they weren't doing anything drastically different than what I was doing, but yet their ball had more consistency. It was hit harder, more consistently. It had more spin in the sense of it was more tight. It didn't go vary in heights a lot, and it was very simple. Their strokes were very simple when you look at them, and when you see them coming at you, they're very similar. They don't vary. They're not like a junk ball where one ball is super low, one ball is super high. And we want to look at those similarities that all these great players have, and have you experience that simplicity that they play with. I would like to emphasize is that it takes a long time to become a great tennis player. So you have to be patient and you have to enjoy it, because there's going to be a lot of hours where you have to work on something, and unless you enjoy it, you're not going to put that time. That's very important, that we have fun when we play tennis, no matter what we're doing. Jimmy Connor said it, two of the best things in the world are playing tennis and winning, and playing tennis and losing. So definitely have fun. I'm a tennis coach at the South Bay Tennis Center. Hi, if you'd like to take your game to the next level or make sure you're on the right path, contact me down at the link.